Um, there was also a Batman, footage screenings. They showed some scenes from that movie, and they also showed the trailer again. Plus, I think they said that it was a special kind of edit for CinemaCon, but it's not exactly the trailer that was released at Fandom last year, but it mostly was that trailer. So there are some additional footage, which says that it's very visceral. The Batman is very brutal. He's very violent, and the film is very dark and all that stuff. So that's interesting to me, but I'll just have to see for myself because some people can feel it's dark, but to me it might not be. So I'll be the judge of that when the next trailer comes out or something. But yeah, there's someone on Twitter. He's a YouTuber also. And he apparently he knows someone who has seen the Batman and has given him some description, right? So we'll be reading some of that. Yeah, so I know someone who has seen the Batman, a friend of mine, and a really good person. Here's what they told me. The Batman movie is a horror movie, very graphic, very dark, very scary. Paul Dano is fucking crazy, so fucking crazy. I loved every second. Um, this is not something new, but the horror movie part, I think, like I said, it depends on person. It differs from person to person. One person can just see and get scared from these things, and some people might not. So yeah, this doesn't sound as interesting. It's just the same thing that we've been hearing so far. Um, but yeah. The next one is very interesting. They said the cut they saw of the Batman is 3 hours long. Now, I don't think the Batman is going to be 3 hours long. This could just be one, test screening, assembly cut or something like that, or first assembly cut or first final cut or whatever it is. You know, it could be one of that. So they could just, judge by the reaction which scenes didn't work, and then they can cut that later, right? Um,
Yeah,
because this is a Batman movie, and I'm hearing that it's going to be PG-13. That's what you said as well, right?
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. So if it's going to be PG-13, I don't think they will let the Batman be 3 hours. Especially because they want to create a trilogy from this, and different spin-offs. So the first movie um has to appeal to the general audience, to the masses. It has to do well. It has because it has a lot of setting up to do. So they have to be very careful with this. So knowing Warner Brothers, I don't think they'll let them release the 3 hour cut of the movie in the theaters. So there's that, and then we have.
Yeah, I don't.
Mhm.
I, I don't. It's not going to be. It's not going to be 3 hours. Like if Zack Snyder or Christopher Nolan couldn't get a 3 hour Batman movie, I don't know if
Yeah.
Matt Reeves can. I don't think that's a creative dispute or like impacting his vision. Like not too many 3 hour movies make theaters, and Matt
Yeah.
Reeves will know that himself. You know, he'll know that, and that won't be a problem. The stuff you cut out. Look at all the great movies that got scenes cut out for time because it makes the movie better. Of course, we would love to see the longer version. Dune is a prime example. I think there's a 4 hour cut of Dune. We would all love to see that, but the 4 hour cut might not flow as good as the 2 hour and 45 minute one. So there's big differences of it all. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think I think we'll get a long Batman movie. It just won't be 3 hours.
Yeah. Same. Plus, it's going to be very dark and, broody, so I don't think audiences will love it if, it keeps going on that way for like 3 hours. They want some action scenes, fun, and all that, right? So, yeah, they'll have to cut it short for sure. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, so the next one is about Catwoman. Their thoughts on Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. I have a million things to say about Catwoman. She's my favorite. Holy shit. Definitely my favorite Catwoman. So, um, I like Zoe Kravitz. She is a really good actress, and this casting was amazing. And she looked really great in the trailer. So I was hoping that she would be good, right? So yeah, that's all I can say. There's nothing much to say here. Um, you know, so yeah, looking forward to that. Closing opinion. There's a scene at the end that literally had everyone screaming, everyone gasped, like it was a big no way for everyone. I don't give a fuck about Batman or DC, and even I clenched onto a knee and was shook. It's the biggest mix drop. Um, I don't know exactly how to respond to that, but seems like the ending is good.
Well, this this is this person's, if it's real, this is this person's review from their
Yeah,
perspective. Like, it's right. So, say if I came out and said my friend had seen the Batman test screen, private screen, and they told me everything, and my tread was complete negativity. My tread was terrible. My tread was, this guy didn't like Zoe Kravitz. He thought Robin Pattinson was a shit Batman. The tone is too dark. Imagine the abuse around that post. Imagine the general consensus of people jumping on this post saying, "Oh, you're just doing this for
yeah,
clicks," or like, "This isn't real. This is fake." We all love to hear what we love to
yeah,
hear, because that's what we want. When we heard that the Snyder Cut was getting announced so many times, we got excited. We were so happy because that's what we wanted. We believed it. But then when something is like bad, or like, let's say a movie, like Wonder Woman 84, you were excited for that. You heard it was just say you heard it was bad. You wouldn't want to believe that because the first Wonder Woman, I
yeah,
love that. I love Zack Snyder's Wonder Woman. How can the Wonder Woman 84 be
yep,
bad? And then it ends up being bad, and you're like, oh, wow, okay. So, like, I think everybody is throwing so much attention at this post because it's what we want
yeah,
to hear. It's everything that we want to hear. So I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm not saying it's anything like that. I'm just saying we have to remember that when we're looking at something like this.
yes,
I'll talk about it as well. It's fun to discuss. I put it up on Instagram. Had some fun comments. Had some people who didn't like the review of the person, but it's fun to discuss it, but I'm just not going to say it's gospel right now.
exactly.
And I can't get excited because this person liked it. I might
Yeah,
not like it. It's just so I don't know.
and
It's hard to believe.
it's not
We're
something
on imaginary.
very and he even admits here that he's not a he doesn't give a fuck about Batman or DC. So you don't know how you'll react to it, right? Being a DC and Batman fan. So there's that as well. And like you said, it's just one random person who saw the movie. We don't even know the age of the person. He could be an 18-year-old, he could be a 40-year-old. So that also changes a lot of perspective. So yeah, just
Yeah.
this is just something that some person saw and wrote on Twitter. So yeah, take it as that. But the interesting thing here is also that there's nothing really new um, apart from the 3 hour runtime thing. There's nothing really new. I think most of these
Well,
could
you know what's if me and you wanted to make this trade, we could have,
exactly.
of all the information we've already received. And you know why? You know where I think the 3 hours came from? Wasn't there a post a few days ago about, oh, my friend just, oh no, there's been rumors that a Warner Brothers movie was shown on the Warner
Right.
Brothers lot, DC movie.
It was
Yeah,
just 2 days
there's a
ago, I
DC
think.
movie shown on the Warner Brothers. Yeah, and what was the runtime?
Yeah.
3 hours. And then there was, oh, is this the Batman? Is this the Batman? And then today or yesterday, that post comes out.
Yeah.
Just just seems convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just saying,
And then there's
this seems
yeah.
convenient.
And then there's more updates. He says, I got more answers, part one of two. I can officially say the Batman will not kill. My friend says, no, he is against killing. There's a scene where they make that very clear. And
I think this is I think this is because of me, Casey. You seen my tweet today on
yes,
Twitter?
I saw.
Now I'll get it up, but I don't know if it's directly towards me, but it's a bit funny how I'm making posts about it, and then this guy makes a post saying Batman does not kill.
Yeah.
Because this guy, remember, He's a big Batman fan. He loves
Yep.
Batman so much. Nothing against the guy, right? He's cool. Matt Reeves retweeted one of his videos of him showing his excitement for the trailer, so that's awesome. But his Batman in his eyes doesn't
Yeah.
kill. That's his Batman, and for him to hear that, oh, this Batman from Matt Reeves from the trailer I love, this Batman doesn't kill. Wow, this is the best Batman
Yeah.
of all time. I have some tweets I go through as well, but like that's just like from his perspective, Batman doesn't kill. So this is the greatest thing
Yeah.
in the world to him right now.
So
That's why he would say it. This is why he wants to believe
exactly.
it's what he wants to hear.
Exactly. And before we get
Just
more
that.
into that discussion, there's this last tweet from him. There's some points that he said here. Rob's Batman narrates the whole movie, which is also again not surprising based on what we saw in the trailer. It seems like he's talking to himself and inside his head and all that. So it doesn't surprise me at all. Second, fight scenes were great, lots of them. The Catwoman ones were my absolute favorite. Zoe really pops off. I was really surprised. So again, this is not something. This is something you would expect from the movie. It's pretty basic, is what I'm trying to say. Then third, Alfred has significant scenes. Obviously, you're casting. Why am I forgetting his name? The Andy
Andy
Serkis. You're casting Andy Serkis. You're not gonna have him just in like 2 scenes, right? So there's blood teetering between thriller and horror. Okay. Um.
But it's PG-13, and he doesn't kill.
So
But there's loads of blood.
So it's very, it's not as new, as people are making out to be. Like you said, a lot of people just want to hear these things. They're just excited about the movie, and stuff like this just makes them, more happy, right? Again, for me, this is nothing new. I'm not hating on this movie or anything. I just don't get excited by other people's experience or opinions on the movie, right? I still want to see how I feel about that movie. But so far, I have tempered expectations. That first trailer was really good. I love that trailer, and Robert Pattinson is obviously awesome. Again, watch The Lighthouse, his best performance till date. So yeah, he's gonna be awesome as Batman, and Matt Reeves is also a great director. So these things are pretty basic and expected at this point. So I'm not really throwing my money into it.